76 days from now, the American people will make a decision that sets the course for our nation for the balance of the 21st century. This is the warning. Here is how Michelle Obama put it.
Something wonderfully magical is in the air, isn't it? Yeah. You know, we're feeling it here in this arena, but it's spreading all across this country we love. A familiar feeling that's been buried too deep for far too long. You know what I'm talking about. It's the contagious power of hope.
Here is how President Obama put it.
We do not need 4 more years of bluster and bumbling and chaos. We have seen that movie before, and we all know that the sequel is usually worse. America's ready for a new chapter. America's ready for a better story. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris.
They couldn't have been more correct. And if you were lucky enough last night to watch the Democratic National Convention, you saw something that was spectacular. You saw 3 of the greatest convention speeches back to back to back that have ever been in the modern age, in the electronic age, in the radio and television age. Doug Emhoff, Michelle Obama, and the 44th President of the United States of America, Barack Obama, brought it home. Doug Emhoff introduced us to the woman he loves, and boy, does he love her deeply. He introduced the whole country to her. And you know what? The whole country is sitting right now looking at the person who may well be the 47th President of the United States. And they're seeing a picture of someone they don't know very well coming into view. And you know what? We like her. The American people are going to like Kamala Harris. Her life has been one of achievement and excellence. And what Michelle Obama said yesterday, for every Black person in the country, for every person of color, for every middle-class white kid like me, who wasn't given anything, wasn't handed anything, had to work hard, this will resonate.
She understands that most of us will never be afforded the grace of failing forward. We will never benefit from the affirmative action of generational wealth. If we see a mountain in front of us, we don't expect there to be an escalator waiting to take us to the top. No. We put our heads down. We get to work. In America, we do something.
And let's be clear, what Donald Trump did to Barack Obama and to Michelle Obama, how he rose in national politics, was on the back of a racist conspiracy that was bullshit. The core of the lie was that Barack Obama was the Manchurian president, some type of secret Muslim, a Black Kenyan, a communist. It was all bullshit. Michelle Obama, President Obama, and Doug Emhoff painted a picture. They painted a picture of Kamala Harris's character, her decency, her dignity, her upbringing. Michelle Obama, in terms of small c conservatism, values like be thrifty, work hard, get to the office first. Those values of hard work that until a couple years ago, there was a great consensus that had endured through most of our history that these American values were intrinsically linked to the success of the country. The idea no one owes you anything. The idea that you should play fair, play by the rules. The compact in the country is if you work hard and do that, you should be able to get ahead. That compact has been broken and it has to be restored. But what Michelle Obama so brilliantly talked about were the values that we all share, the overwhelming majority, the things that were taught to us by our parents, by a generation, the generation that was the children for me of the generation that fought the Second World War, and on and on and on. Michelle Obama talked about black jobs in a brilliant line.
I want to know who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs.
This matters. I am a 53-year-old white man, and something extremely important was said last night. Unless we live in a country where every single one of us is free, where we respect the inalienable rights of every person, regardless of race, regardless of creed, regardless of religion, then none of us are truly free. If some of us are not, then all of us are not, because freedom that can be stripped for some in America can be stripped from all. Donald Trump is an odious, rancid figure. Yesterday, Donald Trump was in Michigan, where the Ku Klux Klan is known to have their epicenter. A week ago, there was a white supremacist march. Donald Trump didn't talk about it. He didn't condemn it. And he went there for a specific reason, to send a message to the surging extremists who are filling the ranks of the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys and the militia groups, as documented by ProPublica. Donald Trump knew exactly where he was going. It was purposeful. It was deliberate. It was utterly noxious, and it was completely poison. The remedy for this is not more poison. It's better. And that is what Michelle Obama talked about. Better. It's what Barack Obama talked about. And better. That's what Doug Emhoff talked about. He talked about the person he knows and loves that has the capacity to bring the country together and do better for all of us. The second night of the Democratic National Convention was a towering success. It was magnificent. The first night was a nostalgic night. Gratitude is important, and the Democratic Party needed to express gratitude to President Biden. But last night, the torch was passed. The future is right now. Get involved in this campaign. Do something. Do it now. Today, when you hear this, call, email, get involved. You're an American. Participation is a requirement of citizenship. This is the warning. We'll cover every day of the next 76. When the leaves start to fall, one of the greatest fights in the history of American politics will be well underway. It will be close. There will be tough days. But in the end, the choice is clear. It is America or Trump. And that's why I am voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And I hope you will too, because you can't love your country if you hate half the people in it. And Donald Trump hates an awful lot of people who I love. Those people are known throughout the world by a singular name that has great meaning. Michelle Obama reminded us of it. I'm an American, and it's unacceptable to have, as an American president, a man who hates so many of our fellow Americans for whatever reason that's broken in his heart and in his soul. Donald Trump is unfit morally, mentally, physically. Kamala Harris is the antidote to the poison that has been unleashed without restriction, without stopping it inside the Republican Party for 10 long years. She's going to stop it because she's a better person. She's a better American. She's a better leader, and she's more decent. Vote. don't complain. I'm Steve Schmidt. This is The Warning, and I invite you to subscribe on our Substack, on our YouTube channel. Follow us. Welcome to the community.